it's amazing. You know, you're in the Guinness Book of World Records for breaking 100 miles an hour. That's still in there. And it seems, you know, if you don't throw 100 miles an hour or don't have the opportunity to touch 100 miles an hour, you're not going to be coming out of somebody's pen these days. It seems like everybody 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th innings, openers instead of starters. It just seems that that's the state of Major League Baseball. What do you think of that development about the sport?
Well, I'm not a big fan of the way they're using pitching in the big leagues nowadays, and the fact that starters are going 4 or 5 innings, because I really feel like that you're underutilizing those people, and they're usually your best pitchers. And so why wouldn't you try to get more innings out of them and put less pressure on the bullpen? And then the thing that they want out of the bullpen is to bring big upside arms in and just have them throw the ball by people and pitch an inning. And you don't have long men, and you have a combination of short relievers. And when I was pitching on a 4-day rotation in California, we had 9 pitchers on our pitching staff. And now you have 13 to 14 on the Major League staff, and it's because how they use them.
Well, what if somebody had come up to you on the mound and, you know, it's top 5, right? It's top 5. You're not even yet through, an official, if you will, start to try and get a win. Tie game, guy on first, but it's the 3rd time through the order, and the leadoff guy comes up, and the manager asks for the ball because they see the numbers that 3rd time through the order is not your strong suit. What would you have said in that regard, Nolan?
Well, you know, obviously that wasn't our mindset in those days. And when you started the game, our intent was to finish a game, and I think I had 2 years in a row, and I'm doing this off memory, and I don't have a memory like Pete Rose does, so I can't recall pitches and stuff. But I want to say that I completed 26 games 2 years in a row, and nowadays you wouldn't even have the 26 complete games in all the major leagues. Why?
You know, is it just it's just, I mean, obviously you've spent some time in baseball recently. What was the conversation in these front offices on this sort of business?
Analytics has taken over the game, and they're right about the 3rd time through the order. The hitters have a better opportunity and a better feel for what you're throwing, what your pitches look like, and it increases their chances of getting a base hit. But if you have, could you picture taking Tom Seaver out in the 4th or 5th inning? I don't think so.
I hear you. So did you ever say something in the room and I guess got into some sort of a debate on this subject?
Well, when I worked for the Astros, they didn't include players, ex-players in those discussions because the general manager has never played the game and the analytical people have never played the game. And what we thought went totally against what their numbers were telling them, so they didn't want to hear it.
So what would your suggestion be if you, Nolan Ryan, could wave, a Nolan Ryan wand and say this needs to be implemented in Major League Baseball? What would it be?
Well, I would obviously use my starters longer, but, with analytics, you can evaluate whether a player, the 3rd time through the lineup pitcher, he's losing his stuff. His spin rate isn't as good, and his movement isn't as good on his pitches. And then once that shows with an individual, then you can make that change. But when you have people, and I'm going to use Seaver for an example, the Tom Seaver pitching for you, you're better off, even if he doesn't have quite as good a stuff in the 6th or 7th inning as he had in the 1st or 2nd inning. He's still, with the competitor that he is and the ability to throw the ball where he wants it, is still your best option.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.